Welcome to Troopers Travels. Where are we today, I wonder? That's a good question. We're actually in Cromford, the home of Sir Richard Arkwright, famous mill owner, very rich as well. I'll just spin it round and show you a few bits. That was the home of Sir Richard Arkwright, known as Wellesley Castle. Things zooming on that there. And this is estate and lodges there, but it's all private, so we're not allowed to go on there. Right, so where do we start? We're at the current location, which is Cromwell Bridge. It's easy to forget how crucial bridges were to the medieval traveller. Many, like Cromford, were originally timber structures with stone piers. The name Cromford means ford on the bend, the river bend. It seems likely the ford was roughly the same place on the bridge, possibly 15th century, and before it was built as a packhorse bridge, which is a stone structure. Let's have a nosy round. And at least it's not raining. Obviously on the bridge there's ruins of a bridge chapel on the west bank, which is this one here. It became a ruin after the Reformation, yes, thanks to Henry VIII. Next door to the ruined chapel is the most recent fishing lodge, which I can't really get to it. And there's a rumour that this is an haunted bridge. Obviously that building there, that fishing lodge, it may have been built by Arkwright, possibly for the bailiffs. But apparently above the door it reads Piscatoribus Sacrum, meaning sacred to fishermen. Let me see if I can zoom in on that. Which is there. When it lets me do it. Pity I can't get in there though. Mind, it is open. It is open. I'm going to have a look. It's going to be a bit boggy though. Let me have a look. No, I don't want to get out. So that's your bridge. And this is your old chapel. Only a small thing, innit? Oh, let's have a look. And that's your fishing lodge. There you go. Sacred to fishermen. I don't know if I pronounced it. I can't even pronounce it. Piscatoribus Sacrum. So this was the actual bailiff's fishing lodge, possibly built by Arkwright. You've got a bit of an archway into the chapel. And apparently on the bridge there's an inscription that reads "The Leap of Mr. B.H. May, June 1697," which I'm going to have to inspect that. Tell you a story about that when I get down here. Obviously that's your River Derwent and your bridge. We'll go back onto the bridge and we'll have a look. Right, let's explore the bridge, Cromford Bridge. Originally this is now the Packhorse Bridge. It would have been timber and stone pillars. Just trying to find this stone, this inscription. I think it's on the side. There's not a lot of room here. We'll watch for traffic. Originally this would have been the 15th century bridge. It's now the Packhorse Bridge. Let's have a look. Oh, here it is. The Leaping of RMT. Can't really see it right. The Leap of Mr. B.H. Let's have a look. Sorry about that, it's a bit noisy. The Leap of Mr. Put the M and the R above each other. B.H. Marr, June 1697. Right, marking the spot where Benjamin Heywood leapt on his horseback from the bridge into the river. That was on full flow. The rider and the horse survived, both survived, so that's a bit of history for you. Cromford Bridge. Yeah, marking the spot where a gentleman jumped on his horse into the river when it was possibly at full flow. Right, well, but that up there, that were Arkwright's castle. Right, so I'm currently at St Mary's Church, Cromford. This was one of the buildings what Arkwright built, but obviously died before it was completed, same as the castle. Oh, obviously it's locked. Let's have nosy around here. A big structure. And obviously that side will be the Wellesley Castle. That's another thing he built but died before it was completed. Can't see. It's other side anyway. But that is where the actual house was the castle through the thing. I think I've took some pictures of that anyway. And these at family graves. In loving memorial of Florence Arkwright, 1836-1948. I don't see any writing on that one. And this is Arkwright's grave. Sir Richard Arkwright's grave. This is his final resting place. He died in 1972. Let's have a look. I think this is the grave anyway. But this is the church they were having built, and obviously that side, the actual Wellesley Castle. Obviously he died before they were both built. They were key to this place standing to build Wellesley Castle and St Mary's Church, but obviously died in 1792 in Cromford, when overlooking, and obviously the castle overlooks the mills, which we'll look at later anyway. But I'm just trying to find if that's... Mary, widow of J.C. Arkwright, 1918. Until the day breaks and the shadows flee away. I'm just trying to find. James Charles Arkwright died 1896. Well, that can't be the same one I'm looking at. I wonder if he's in church. This is family plot anyway, but there's no writing on them. Frederick Charles Arkwright, 1980. Possibly it's in the actual the church. Right, we'll move on anyway. That's a better view of Wellesley Castle, and obviously it mills at that side, so it's basically the other side of these trees. It's a shame that he built it and then died, but it's possibly inside. I thought that's family plots, would have thought. Alright, graves it says there, but right, we'll move on, and we'll go on to the canal bit first of all. Have a good nosy. And this is the Bonsulbrook outfall which runs into River Derwent. He used to use this for his furnaces. See a little bridge over there. So that runs from Mill, which is Mill's just on the side of here. Let's visit Cromford Mills. I'll spin it round in a minute. It's a big place, but I've come yesterday and it looked a bit of a mess. But I'll show you around best I can. Ooh, wheels are actually moving. They weren't yesterday. So it's turned out sunny again, which we like. Obviously we're at Cromford Mill, like I said earlier. We're built by Sir Richard Arkwright in 1790, which was a water-powered early textile factory complex. Huge. We'll have a nosy round when I've had a cup of coffee. Sir Richard Arkwright's invention of a water frame to spin cotton into England's major industries and created a cornerstone to the Industrial Revolution. Arkwright took a patent out and moved from Preston to Nottingham. Driven by the need for more power, he searched for a site and built a water power mill in Cromford. He settled for the Bonsall Brook, which I've just showed you, and Cromford Slough in 1771. The first mill was built here. In the next few years the site grew and Arkwright needed to attract more workers. So we'll have a quick nosy around here. All my paper blowers all on there. They expanded obviously Cromford village and the buildings of Derbyshire. First row planned houses on North Street in 1776, which I'll try and find that. It's further up but Aqueduct Canal first. They later built the marketplace and the ground hotel and further buildings in the village as you see today. Arkwright himself started as a barber and a wig maker and went on to become one of the wealthiest men in the country. So the building I'm looking at now is the first mill in 1821. There were a massive wheel here, and you can see that it's like a water aqueduct. Interesting to look outside. It looks to it's been obviously about 5 stories, the first one. The second one was 7 stories. It's no longer here. Just trying to see if we can see out where it were housed. They were between these two buildings anyway. And obviously that Bonsall Brook overflow where I showed you what was into Derwent. This is it, what runs directly that way and then into River Derwent, so it fills Derwent as well. So that's the Bonsall Brook. Let's go over the bridge and have a look. Like I said earlier, all this yesterday were full of sludge. Great job of this. And this obviously this is where the second mill was. Them ducks there enjoy it anyway. And it's not rained. That's a bonus. Sir Richard Arkwright. So this was the build. This was the second building. This is the second dam. Sorry, the second mill. It's obviously this is a viewing platform. I don't want to drop my phone down there, or I've lost it. A quick look at it. You see houses with wheel addition there on the other side. Big, innit? So we're standing on the viewing platform of the second great mill, built between 1776 and 1772. Ground floor which stretches either side, this side of that and that side there. The floors, the left and the right of the wheel pit are believed to have carried the drive shafting for the water frames to the floors below. To the left is the upstanding structures, houses, lavatories carefully designed to empty into a channel which could be flushed. A lavatory would have been provided on each floor of the mill. The construction of the second mill was 120 feet long and 2 stories high, actually 7 stories high. You can see structures. According to form, they dug all this out because it was just all covered with dirt and everything, debris, and it cost them about 1.5 million to pull it all out and clean it all up. You can see where it mill ran, can't you? So this what mill there to there. You can see how big wheel work. That's the structures for it, and that's just an example of how it worked. See all ridges here. Had some money, this guy, didn't he? Mind it, textiles were his game, wasn't it? Water powered textiles. Machine what did stuff. I don't know what this is. Don't really say. I wonder if they're like little lead mines. Possibly not. But that's Cromford Mills. Looks like they're getting it all ready for spring. But yeah, that's the second mill, and that was the first mill up there. I think there's an information board down here with a quick picture on it. Let's have a look. And that's just another floor. We'll have a look at that one. So that's the Bonsall Brook, what fed it. You can see that here, that was the aqueduct. It would be like we used to take water over. And that should obviously spill, take the power of the water away. Probably be used for something like that, maybe used for something else. Unless that runs directly to Derwent, possibly. Right, we'll do a bit at Cromford Canal now. This is the wharf, Cromford Wharf. I'll give you a bit more information about that. I'll just show you this building. Just give me a second. Remember name on that sign. This building, obviously, it's been on telly recently. They do a lot of repairs. anything. So I think it's been on TV. But this is your wharf anyway. And we're going to go up to Lee Pump House and the Peak train, or the rail link anyway. So as you can see over there, that's the Gothic warehouse Cromford. Were built by the Canal Company for Wheatcrofts in 1874. I've just mentioned that name up front of there, so that's the original building. But that's the actual Gothic warehouse. The roof was built in Welsh slate. The warehouse is built of coarse and dressed sandstone with a 2-storey and a semi-basement. It would have been used to store goods being bought and transport along the canal. The weighbridge is connected to the northwest end of the building, which is possibly that side. So we'll just continue down here, down at the bottom. There's a few on this Lee Pump House I want to show you. An actual peak railway, what initially were a bit beautiful here. Big swan thinks they're going to get fed. I've got no for them, I'm afraid. But we'll have a look down here and see what we can find. A bit further down and then I'll give you some more information about this canal. And that bit is off there and all. That's where we're going. I think it's about a mile down here, but we'll see how it goes. A bit of an archway there, see that? So we're at the canal. Just a bit more information about Cromford Canal. It was engineered by Benjamin Outram and William Jessup. The Cromford Canal was opened in 1794. At a cost of £42,697, roughly about £5,222,000 in today's money. It's 14.5 miles long. The canal can be explored from Cromford Wharf, which I've just come from, and Ambergate, a distance of about 5 miles. Its alignment includes 4 tunnels and 14 locks. Get a bit further up and I'll tell you a bit more. It linked the coalfields of Derwent and Upper Erewash with the main canal network. It enabled the development of the Butley Company, who used Cryche limestone with coal and iron to produce iron. So basically limestone from Cryche, coal and iron ore produce iron. We've got this canal bridge here. The Butley Company was founded in 1790 by Benjamin Outram. In 1790 to 2009. The company was placed into administration in 2009, so the guy what created this canal was the actual owner, the Butley Company, which I'll give you a bit more information about that shortly. But it's beautiful today. Nice stretch of canal. I think it's about a mile to this one, but we'll have a quick look at this one. It's like stepping back in time, isn't it? Cromford Meadows. There's no numbers on these bridges though, is there? There's normally like numbers on them on canals. I mentioned Butterley Company. Well, they're well known for a certain few things. Like they built the Vauxhall Bridge over the River Thames in London, the Falkirk Wheel, and probably the most famous for ironworks at St Pancras Station in London. Obviously the canal prospered and then suffered from the railway. Butterley Tunnel closed through mining substance in 1900 and the canal was officially abandoned in 1944. Obviously on this stretch of canal there were certain tunnels. There were Gregory Tunnel 76 yards, Ag Tunnel 33 yards, the Buckland Hollow Tunnel 33 yards and the Butterley Tunnel, which were 3,063 yards. Obviously that collapsed with subsidence, so it's no longer open. And your locks, you've got like 1 to 7 Condor locks, Butterley Company lock, Stonyford lock, Stonyford shallow lock, Earwash Aqueduct and Vickers lock and Struts lock. But we'll get down to these main things I want to see now. Can always do some on way back. Right, we're finally here. The Leewood Pump House. I don't know if we've got access to it. We'll have a look anyway. And obviously the other side of here, that's the wharf, that's the actual the old railway bit, which we'll cross over later and have a look at. I don't think we've got access to it. It's a shame that. It'd be nice to have a look round it though if I can. So the Leewood Pump House, built in 1849 to pump water from the Derwent to the canal. It's 150 years old, this building. I bet it's locked. Oh, we might be alright, we'll have a look. Do it, we're in. We'll have a nosy around it. So like I say, it's 150 years old, this building. But remains in good working order thanks to the work of the Middleton Top and Leewood Pump Volunteers Group. Let's have a look down here, have a nosy around it. Oh. Wonder what there would be. Would there be water? Probably channels. I don't know. We'll have to have a look. It's obviously not open, unfortunately. It stands at the height of 45 feet, 14 metres on the right bank of the River Derwent. It worked continuously from 1849 to 1944. It was restored in 1979. So they got the engine working again. So I should have had in they will use it. Some building though, isn't it? 150-year-old. They do have open days here, to be fair. That'd be interesting to have a look at it if ever I'm back again. But look at your chimney. I've just dropped my sunglasses. Oh. So that's the Leewood pump house. I'll just go back to the top now. Take a few snaps when I'm on top anyway. It looks like rain, we don't want that, do we? That's it, that's your pump house. Currently on the High Peak Railway wharf shed, and as you can see it's absolutely hammering it down, but I'm under cover, thank God. I've got an umbrella, but imagine this would have been the actual track bed. I'll have to scan you when I get a chance. That'd have been a railway which would run down there, and that's the way it run, that wood track bed. Looks like that wall's been included since, but we are going a bit wet, so we'll be at 5. It did say it would be 80% rain today. It's been great till now. That's all I need. But this is where they would have unloaded goods onto the railway. But the rain's not very good, unfortunately. Been grand until 5 minutes ago. We'll see if it stops and we'll have a look further down. We've got the brolly up, so we're going to be alright, we're not going to get wet. Fingers crossed. Hoping it's going to stop. Engine house as well, so this is probably where they said don't put any steam engines in. Looks like it's easing off now, but this is your track bed anyway. We'll go down to I don't know what that is. Don't really say what it is. Let's have a look what this sign says. The wharf shed. So that's the wharf shed. This was where goods were exchanged between the boats and the wagons. In 1853 an extension of the track connected the line to Ambigate and Rowsley Line. This meant that the Cromford and High Peak Railway was no longer just a link in the canal network. 1853. Fingers crossed it's going to ease off and I can get rid of my brolly. It's possibly that same embankment on top of there. Oh, rubbish weather. Canal boats either side, look, and the steam engine. And then we'll go to the High Peak railway bit. An old building there. We'll have a look. As you can look up there, there's a right incline that. Obviously this is portal to end at High Peak Trail, so that's where the trains used to run up and down with pulleys. And down this end is called a catch pit. So this was designed to stop runaway wagons before they reached Cromford Canal and High Peak Junction. They were built in 1888 for an accident. I'll explain a bit more about that when I go behind our through tunnel. Last accident was 1950, and it's the wreckage what can still be seen. This is the one here. Just obviously the wagon what went runaway wagon. Push their teddy, a bit slippy. Very muddy as well. I don't want to slip in there. I don't know if you can see that. And that's one at Waggins. It's not bad there. That's what's left of it. Please view from here. Is it sludgy? Muddy boots welcome. But that's the actual wagon from 1950, the last accident what occurred. So that runs directly offline into Catch Pit. Oh, Stellar Nights on it as well. Back to previous accident, what happened? It's seen a wagon load with lime and a brake van carrying gunpowder broke free from a train at 120 mile an hour, failing to make the bend. This then ran across the side, jumping both canal, damaging bank, and also double tracks before one of the canisters exploded on the field. Minutes later, a London train passed. So this was built after that initial accident. But I tell you something, it's fucking steep this. No wonder they needed winches up here. That's a right incline, that. And that's the original tunnel what takes you down to the actual Peak Junction. Way down to the High Peak Junction. The High Peak Junction is a name given to the actual former Cromford High Peak Railway, CNHPR. There's after the workshops, the Romford Canal, that's the port I've been down earlier. First section of this line were built on 29th of May 1830, and then it opened throughout. So at 1826, 1830 workshops were largely built between these 4 years, and this is one of the original tunnels. And we've got some old railway carriages down here as well. We'll to explore that. Hope you're enjoying it anyway, because it's different to the board, isn't it? Worth a visit, all this, Cromford, just what day to just explore it. And at least it stopped raining as well. I don't know what tunnel this were called though. They've normally got names on, haven't they? At the time of the railway's opening, apart from the incline, horses were the main source of power. If you look down here, there's some type of winches. There's people crossing. I can't see people crossing. And only obviously minerals and goods were carried. Initially a static steam engine powered the incline, which is this. And that'll be a water for your actual steam. See some big winches down here. See them rope ones. That's huge. That for a wheel. And obviously that's, can you see that bit there? And that's a winch. That'd be your water thing for your steam winch. And we'll have a quick look at this this carriage. Old signal box there. Well, signal. Black rocks a mile and a quarter. I don't think I'm doing that. The story of one of the world's first railways. We'll have a look at this carriage if we can. I don't think it's open, but we'll have a look at it. Ooh, look at that. Mm. Obviously built in 1833, the first locomotive was acquired for the line. This was one of the earliest railways coming, only 7 years after the Stevenson, Stockton and Darlington had opened. It was 2 decades before it was connected to the main line. The connection was for the Manchester, Buxton, Matlock and Midlands Railway junction in 1870. The High Peak junction lies at the bottom of the steep sheep pasture incline. That's what we've just been up. Some 1,320 yards, the length of a gradient between 1.8 and 1.9. Obviously that's in 1888, that's when that catch pit were formed due to that accident. We'll have a nosy around and we'll make our way into Cromford. So we'll have a quick nosy around here. It's all dried off now, thank God. Obviously the Act of 1855 provided passengers to, obviously these carriages to carry passengers, and certain trains using a brake van with seats. That's the one we saw with the white handle. Once daily trains ran in both directions along the 33-mile 53 kilometres of track. Passengers were supposed to alight and walk up the incline. That's the one we've just come down, but many missed the ride. A fatality in 1877 provided a reason to discontinue what was an unprofitable service. The High Peak Railway closed fully in 1967. In 1971, Derbyshire County Council purchased the track bed for £1. The High Peak junction as far as Porsley Air. It's turned out beautiful. Have a quick look round. So this is what's left of it. Oh, it's a grand day though. It's some nice colours now that sun's come out. So if you do get caught short, toilets are here and all, so it's not open obviously, but this is the High Peak junction. Right, we'll make our way back to Cromford, a much deserved pint. We've enjoyed that bit of history about the High Peak junction. Bit cool, but I got my thermals on, and a little plaque here as well. Yeah, I'll give all that information. Engineered by William Jessup, Benjamin Outram, run 14.5 from Cromford to Langley Mill and played a pivotal role in the transportation of the Derwent Valley. Right, we'll get into Cromford, so I want to have a look around Cromford. I've only got about 3 hours of daylight, and we know what that means. We don't want blackness, do we, when it gets dark, because I don't want that again. Right, I'll speak to you in a bit. Right, currently at the ground pond. It's a man-made dam in 1785 to provide the main source of water to drive the water wheels for Richard Arkwright's mills lower down the valley. It was fed by water from the Bonsall Brook and Cromford Slough via the Bear Pit. Now I've got to find Bear Pit. I'll need to find out. It's in Billy somewhere. Also the North Street when he built all them. But it's just turning a bit dull now. Maybe I need to speak to somebody. They'll tell me in there, I'm sure they will. And I'm going to nip it ground for a £20 pint possibly. See how much it is first. Well, man-made dam this, but the Bear Pit fed it, so where is it? That's the question. This is the first street he built for his workers, North Street. Let's have a nosy. Can't find Bear Pit yet, but I'll see if I can find it. Quite a big buildings, aren't they? See if we can find the bear pit. Probably went wrong direction. Possibly in the right direction, I'm not sure. Now then, I think I've found it, the bear pit. This is the bear pit. What he used to fill the pond. The mill pond, this is where he fills. So that's going from Bonsall Beck. So it runs off that way and then into the pond and under the road. Brilliant, found it.